How's everybody doing today? I came on here today because I had a rapture dream. I've had rapture dreams in the past. The one I just had was probably like my fifth one. I've had maybe two or three that I felt like didn't make much sense. They were kind of more like, I felt like they were more from the subconscious than they were actually from God, you know? I mean, I had one. I remember my first one was like I saw like buildings collapsing in the sky. They were like brown buildings almost crumbling, like 9/11. And then I saw people running around in the sky. And then I look over and I saw like a man with two people knelt by his side, a man with a beard coming just straight at me. And I was like, I felt like I was almost underwater, like I almost like lost breath. And then next thing you know, everything turned white and the dream was over. So it was like Jesus was coming at me. That may have been from God. I think it was because of the man on the cloud with coming at me with the two people knelt by his side. But then there was another one where I was like at my old job, and then everything kind of just started disappearing, and I was like, oh my God, this is it. And next thing you know, I just felt like myself going, and then dream was over, you know. So it was like one of those weird. I think more from the subconscious, and then there was another one. Oops, sorry about that. My camera just kind of fell. Then there was another one where I'm trying to think. I think there was two other ones. Yes, there was two other ones. There was one where there was a two moon one, and I've been seeing more two moon dreams lately, which I didn't understand at the time when I had it, but I've I've been seeing now that people are having two moon dreams. So I remember I was actually at my grandmother's house for some reason. I used to live there. Oh, geez, I think I moved out of there almost 30 years ago. But I remember I was in her living room and looking out her window, and I saw a moon like over here, and then I saw like another moon over here. And for some reason, seeing those two moons, like I've heard people say that there's like one moon that looks really fake, and another looks real. In my dream, they were both real moons. They just both were just two moons in two different spots. And for some reason, when I saw those two moons, I knew the rapture was happening. And then I started seeing this like little tornado thing going down the street, just kind of picking people up. So I ran outside to go meet this tornado to pick me up, and then you know I kind of like run into it again. Everything kind of fades out. Dream's over. Um, so then there's another one. The fourth one was there was like some weird swirling in the sky, and my father looks out the window. My father passed away in 2018, and I had this dream, I want to say maybe a year ago. um, so he's alive in this dream looking out the window, and he goes, look at that. He's like, what's that in the sky? And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, he's like, yeah. He's like, I think that rapture thing you were talking about, I think that's what that is. And you know, and I never told him what I felt about the rapture because he passed away before the rapture really started kind of like coming into my mind and in my spirit, or this Holy Spirit in me, you know. Um, so I remember like loud voice goes, "Come to Jesus now." And I'm like, yeah, Dad, this is definitely it. So we go outside. Next thing I know, I see meteor showers. There's meteors dropping everywhere. And then I go to find my mother. I actually go wake my mother up, and she's not waking up. She's almost like really deep in a sleep, and then she almost like doesn't want to hear it. Sorry about that. And then so I'll back up a little bit. And then she finally wakes up. She comes to. Then we find my sister, and then we're finally like, okay, like, you know, let's go, go find our way to Jesus now, you know. The next thing you know, we're kind of running around. We're meeting up with people, and it's like this weird thing where it's almost like delayed. And then finally, like the night passes, because for some reason in the dream I remember it was like 1:11 in the morning. I almost remember the time exactly. And then we're running around all night. Next thing you know, the morning comes. We find these people, and then we end up in their backyard, and then the dream is over. But the rapture never happened. So that's one, two, three, four. I think I just named four of them right there. So now, what did those dreams all have in common? I was never actually raptured in any of them. It was coming, or right when I was getting raptured, the dream ended.